Now, with the rising cost of living in Ghana, especially in terms of food, some Ghanaian homeowners have revisited the idea of having gardens on their compound to grow food for themselves and their families. Others too are even using it as their source of employment. I have been looking into this and I have this report.
These are peppers, what they call this, these are all peppers.
Like the normal hot pepper?
Yes, the big one.
Tracy, a mother of two, walking me through her home garden around Kaswa. She tells me she's been doing this for over a year now.
It's been wonderful. There have been some, ups and downs, but it's expected in everything you start. So I've been learning along the way and it keeps getting better.
In the difficult times like we find ourselves now, Tracy says this garden helps her to cut down on the cost of feeding her family.
In difficult time, you get to save some money. Some things like peppers, tomatoes. Those are basic things we use all the time. And if there's a day that you may not even have money on you, at least you can just walk to your backyard and just pick up something and make something to eat. Yes, and then there's satisfaction in knowing what is in what you are eating. So just to have a perfect vegetable to put on the shelves. Knowing what you're eating, one, gives me a lot of peace of mind.
She says she can sometimes harvest so much that her neighbors get to benefit.
Okra is keeps you on your toes. Every morning you have to pick, because if you don't pick, they'll go bad. So every morning I pick, and sometimes I don't even know what to do with it. I still have okra from my freezer from last year that I'm still eating. So I have to call my neighbors to come and harvest, and they are happy. They come, garden next, they pick okra, they pick pepper, everything they get, they pick. Because sometimes, honestly, my freezer is so full. I don't have space. If I'm not going to visit my folks that I'll go and give them, I have to give it to my neighbors.
Tracy is not alone in this. Fred Duho is a seedling developer based in Lashibi. After losing his farm at a Ramsar site, he decided to turn his whole space in the house into a home garden.
Look around, so every space, the passion was there. So every space that I have here, I make sure I make use of it and then sell it to my neighbors. I started this container garden. I grow parsley, mint in them. Then I send to the market, Tesco market, and we sell them there. I grow mint.
Okay.
Yes, and parsley. That was what I was doing first. Okay. Yes, but when the coronavirus came, then people wanted seedlings to grow in their homes. Okay. So I started growing seedlings for them. Okay. Yes.
He tells me people are now becoming aware of what they eat, and so many people are going into home gardening.
It's been great. It's been great. A lot of people are now becoming aware of what they are eating. Some of the foods are not being grown well.
There's even an employment twist to it. He encouraged more people, especially the youth, to get into the home gardening practice to create jobs for themselves.
There's now high demand for organic food, and people are willing to grow vegetables in their homes. So some people are busy. They don't have time to be nursing seedlings and taking care of them. So the youth, anybody who is unemployed, can take it up and help, like yourself. Journalists, you don't have the time, you go around. But if you want to grow your garden, you can just pass by and grab your seedling. And then that's it. So that's how profitable it is.
The cost of things, especially food, is on the increase now. So as a way of people checking their expenditure in terms of what they eat in the house, many people are today engaging in home gardening. So if you go to their homes, they have gardens where they grow pepper, tomatoes, garden eggs, and what have you. And this, they tell me, is really helping them to cut down on their expenditure in homes. Now, if we all can do this in our homes, it means that we'll all be cutting down on our expenditure, thereby finding ways to cope with the rising cost of living. For Joy News, my name is Samuel Kojo Brace. So joining us with more on this piece is Dr. Kwekuche Aka, who is lecturer at the Department of Crop Science and founder of Home Gardening, Ghana. Doc, thank you so much for joining us. Now, do you think Ghanaians have really made good use of home gardening in ensuring food security, particularly in these hard economic times?
Yeah, thank you very much, and good morning to your listeners. And then I will say that yes, because when I started the campaign, I started it in 2019, but I actually created the platform on the 3rd of July, 2020. And then if you can see, within just 1 year, or let's say about 1.5 years, you have about 198,000 members. About 140,000 members are Ghanaians. And so that tells you the way people are embracing home gardening. When we started, we moved around the country where we saw a lot of people showing interest in gardening. So we have community groups as well, where they are helping each other. So now I would say that if Ghana really want to get out there to improve food security, home gardening is the sure way, because everybody is now conscious about what they want to eat. We're looking at some time ago, JoyNews did a documentary on the abuse of pesticide on vegetables. And that is also one of the concerns where people are now also looking at trying to produce their own food, which is healthy. And home gardening is the answer. So home gardening is now what people are really embracing. They are really growing, and a lot of Ghanaians are into it. Looking at every day, I get no less than 500 people sending requests to join the page. And now,
we all know that home gardening, like farming, is something challenging. What should people have at the back of their mind when they decide that this is something we should do? Is it that simple, or, I mean, what would you tell them to condition them before they make their decisions?
Okay, thank you very much. You see, most people think it is difficult to start a garden. And then many people didn't even know that if you do not have land, you can still go into gardening. Most people thought that you needed a piece of land before you can start a garden. But now the use of containers has proven to people that, yes, indeed, you can live in a story building or live in an apartment where everywhere is cemented and still grow your vegetables and whatever you need. So all that, now that is why I always say that it is because we are limited in a way. That is why we always need an assistance. Now the platform is there where people are always ready to share. So even in your community, there are people who are doing gardening. So all that you need is the will to start the garden. And then you get people to assist. If you have a piece of land, yes, you just need to clear and then decide on which crop that you need to grow. And then whenever you need assistance, at least we have extension officers in our various localities who are there to also assist. And we also have people who have also started gardening. So you go there and then you tell them, they will show you the way. And then again, we have the home gardening platform where people always post their questions, and then we guide them.
Doc, maybe it's not everybody who may be available on social media, but outside your page, how costly or cheap will it be for me to start a home garden?
Yes, it's very easy. What you need to do wherever you are in Ghana, just look around you. If you have a piece of land, that is good. If you don't have a piece of land, there are containers, the rice sacks that we throw away, especially the 5 kg sacks, we throw a lot of them away. Or even if you have the bigger one, all that you need is the soil. The soil, you look around you, most of the soil that we have in Ghana are good. So you look around where there's vegetation, just make sure you have earthworm activities, enough earthworm, or if you have some of the farms that have been that people are farming on. You pick soil from there, fill your containers, and then you can use the container to nest your vegetables. You buy the seeds from anywhere that you are, the agro shops, or you can even use some of the seeds that you even pick out from the vegetables that you buy. And then you nest, and then you transplant in it. All that you need to do if you want to use containers is that you create holes and die so that water do not stay in it. And then again, if you need, we have some of our students that we have asked to go out there and then help people.
Okay.
So all the agric officers in our various localities are also available to help. All that you need to do is to reach out to the MOFA office. The MOFA office, we have extension officers that government is paying every month to assist people. So all that you need to do is to call on someone to come to your home to help you.
All right, Doc.
That is,
I'm very grateful to you for joining us all the way from the University of Cape Coast. So that's Dr. Kwekuche Aka there. He is with the Crops Department of the University of Cape Coast.